Holy War, week 11. Today's Sunday, March 15th. Today I went to Christ United Methodist Church. This place calls itself a, quote, reconciling congregation, which I think just means that they place a special emphasis on inclusivity. And you could feel that in the messaging and in the iconography in and around the building. So it's a very warm, inviting, very inclusive space for sure. So to begin, I thought this was cool. The Reverend invited everyone to, quote, align your soul and your body with the breath. I'd never heard of that being done in a Christian church before, but Homeboy literally opened up the service with a little bit of breath work. So the congregation, everyone together, opened the service with like 3 slow, deep breaths. That was unique. That was pretty interesting. So after some opening remarks, then the choir did a number. Then they had a presentation from a handbell choir. That was cool. They had about 30 people up at the front ringing bells. Here's what that sounded like. Then after another song and another clergy member reading from Luke chapter 15, then the Reverend got up and shared his talk for the day, which was about compassion. They didn't really mention Lent, but he did suggest something that everyone could give up that I thought was really interesting. Okay, so get this. What this guy said to give up was karma. That was interesting. And then he suggested replacing karma with compassion. And he went on to explain that what he meant was like our internal inherent sense of human justice and giving up karma in the sense of like that what goes around comes around, typically like westernized idea of karma that like you get what you deserve. And so this reverend suggested that is what you could give up for Lent. It's an interesting thought, like including some breath work and including karma in this Methodist church talk was a really interesting crossover of spiritual traditions. And I think for this series, it's important to talk about karma and clarify what that means in a broader sense, and at least from my understanding, how like traditional Eastern philosophies view karma versus maybe our Americanized version here in the West, because it's not just about what goes around comes around or having some cosmic sense of like crime and punishment. As far as I understand it, in Eastern philosophies and traditions, karma is more about the intention behind your actions and really more about your outer world being a reflection of your inner world. So there's no judgment in karma, but in things like Hinduism and Buddhism, actually, like the goal is to even transcend the karmic cycle, at least from how I understand it. If I'm missing something, please let me know. Here's how I'm going to score the Christ United Methodist Church. Overall, great experience. Really warm, friendly group of people. For meaning and message, that's going to be a 6. Ritual and experience flow, an 8. The music was great. The flow in between music and speaking was really smooth. Ethics and integrity, 9, especially calling themselves a reconciling congregation. I think that was true. I think that definitely came through. Community energy and belonging, a 7. It was good. Met a few people, shook a few hands. Learning and cognitive expansion, I'm going to say 7 there. I thought it was really interesting to bring in multiple different philosophies and traditions into the service today. So that was cool. And then lastly, heart resonance, emotional impact. I'm going to rate that a 7 as well. It felt good. It was a cool place. I could see myself going back there. Good people. Overall, Christ United Methodist Church scores a 44 out of 60 in the Holy War. Here is how they rank through the first 11 weeks. If you have thoughts on karma, if I missed anything, let me know. If you've got thoughts on where you think I should go next week, also let me know. Just drop a comment, and I'll be back next week with somewhere completely different.